Hey. Morning, morning. How's everyone doing? What's this here? About 2.6 million UK workers think they are going to be fired.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that is a serious lot.
I suppose it's just the uncertainty, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's based on the fact that because they're on furlough, their jobs are safe now, but the minute furlough ends, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
I would agree. I would agree. Like once furlough ends, I'm telling you, that's when it's gonna really get bad because that's what
Yeah,
people are surviving on.
that's when the consequences will start to be seen. At the moment, it's being cushioned, isn't it?
Mm, that's it. That's it. I mean, like, I don't understand why. I mean, I understand partially, but I don't understand why they're not in a. I don't understand why he's not in a rush to open up the economy. You know, we have a vaccine now. Like, there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah. There's just no urgency, is there, at all?
No, no, not at all. Morning everyone. So we are just ranging on GBP JPY today so far. Morning. What's up? So, yeah, we're in a range right now. We'll start off here with the daily. So I mean, daily has made a top wick so far. Previous daily candle was bearish, so to some extent there is more of a bearish bias really because of this deep pullback we've seen on the daily. Like, we could start to retrace from here now. If we take a look at the 4 hour, so looking at the 4 hour from a structural perspective, what we can see is that we had a support over here and we're currently respecting this area. So pretty much if we stay below 146,700, then there is a more of a bearish bias, and actually I think then we can come down and tap into this next 4 hour support around 146,400 if we can continue moving down. So if we do respect this area on the lower time frames and we start to break the low of the previous 4 hour, then this is our next target. And then once we break 146,400, at that point we have nice clean traffic to the left. But at the same time, you know, if we start to break the high of the previous 4 hour, we could come back up into this range, start to fill this wick, and then continue on to the next resistance. So that's also something that we're gonna keep in mind. HFX trading, correct. It depends what you mean, because HFX is the name that I go by, but this is not the options trading. Come on, man, read the description. Anyway, let's look at the 1 hour. So 1 hour is also in this range. You can see this like wedge formation forming. So usually that means that there's going to be some form of big breakout, you know, so just gonna have to wait and see what happens. See sells, we have this first range over here for sells is like 16-17 pips, but then below that we have a much better range at that point. We have like a 30 pip range. Buys, see, the only issue I have for buys at this point is this. We have an area of issue literally around 10 pips away, around 146,900. So it may be better to execute once we're above that zone, but that's something I'm going to need to think about. Because if we do break above this area, I mean, we do have the anticipation that the sessions should continue moving up. Oh yeah. Looks like it's starting to break up, but we have London Open coming up soon. Let's take a look at GU. GU also in a bit of a nasty range. Let's go from the 4 hour. So it's like the 4 hour tapped into its support, but also has this area of issue to the left. Yeah, GU is super messy. I wouldn't even think about it. Yeah, it's such a mess. Yeah, only good move is going to be buys above this resistance on GU. Yeah, we've got clean sells though. Clean range for sells. But it looks like we're starting to see a little bit of volume here. See if GJ is doing the same thing. Yeah, kind of. But it's just in this range. Like, it doesn't... We can't do anything until we break out of this range. Only got 30 people here today. Very small turnout. Right, we'll come back to your NZD. Oh yeah. Morning, chaps. Morning. Clear a sell if GU, if it closes below. Yes. Yep. GU's got clean traffic, better for sells. But it's in a bit of a messy range right now. Today no range trading. Yes, no trading in the range. Let's put that there so people know. Man, we're just bad ranged here today. So I suppose while we wait for this range, we can have I don't know, not really a lot to do, is there, right now? The only one thing I would say is we've had a high created on Euro NZD right now. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. So 4 hour is closing back above this area over here, so it does seem like it can continue moving bullish, potentially back up to this 4 hour resistance. Looking on the 1 hour, yeah, looking on the 1 hour, we have this strong level over here. If we could create some support above this level, then Euro NZD should continue moving bullish. Yeah, 100%, because if we look, this was a previous support. This is a strong zone. So yeah, if we start to create some support over here, Euro NZD can definitely continue moving up. I mean, this would be the first kind of target. It's like a 23 pip range. And then after that, you know, you're looking at potentially all the way up to this area, another 20 pips. Or I suppose this kind of zone over here based on the 4 hour. We'll have to wait. You'd have to wait for a support to form. So now we've got 8 AM volume here with pound yen. So we had a support created at 7:30, which closed above. So the only kind of confluence we have right now, I'm not going to overcomplicate because we are ranging, right? But in terms of a bias, I mean, you can kind of see how it seems like we're rejecting the downside. We had a candle closing up fairly strong bullish at this area. So I think this one should continue to move up. But what we're kind of looking at is we want to break above this area for price to continue. Morning, Salim. Just to check, everyone in the YouTube, is the music okay? Not too loud? Good volume? And let's get some likes here on the stream. We got 40 people. We got 6 likes. Let's get some likes on the stream. Check GU. GU's ranging, bro. We went through GU to start with. It's in this big range over here. You know, either you're gonna have to wait for a support to form, right? Because you have this, you had this minor area, and it broke above. 730s continue moving up, but it's in this overall big range that it's been in since yesterday. So this is where you may need to wait for like a support to form, you know, or for a high to be made and then a retracement, and then pound yen also moving up. That was an 11-12 pip range. I got in at 1.38467. Nice. You're up about 20-some pips. Nice. Well then, you know, secure some profits and call it a day, man. If you got 27 pips already this morning, man, I would just be bagging my profits. Putting stops a break even and then calling it a day. Looks like we're breaking up over here with GJ, but we're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, it's a real nice 30 pip zone between 146 900 and 147 200.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's exactly what
So
I'm looking at. See, right now, I mean, the way the 4 hours setting up, it's very indecisive. Like, until we're above these wicks, then we can't say that we're gonna come up and start correcting some of this move, because from a structural perspective, this 4 hour candle still open, and the two previous closed below this support. Now, if we're gonna start heading down, we're going to start to see some big rejections on this 4 hour candle. You know, so that's one of the things that's putting me off. Do we need to wait for a support to form back above this area for price to continue moving up? Most likely. If we want a solid trade, we need some form of support to form. Whether that's on a 15-minute, we're going to see. But I'm waiting for the 30-minute candle to close. But let's say the 15-minute candle closes, the next one closes bearish, then we either look for like a break of the high, you know, something like that. But it all depends. We need some form of like resistance formed. Support formed. Because my issue is that if we close above this area, and then we start to reject here, and we close back in the range, then we know why. Because then it's reacting off this level. And then the 4 hours starting to reject. So part of me is saying, okay, well, if we want to take buys above 146.800, we need a support to form. If we want buys above 146.900, we can just take buys above that area, because we have nice clean traffic at that point. So the only kind of confirmation we had, let's say this is the pre-London resistance, was that we created a support on the 5-minute above this area. So it seems like this kind of would have been your entry point right over here. But I mean, obviously that's kind of very advanced, and I'm not even quite there yet with a 5-minute structure. But looking at it, it makes sense. You know, you can see how we had this push up, this initial push up, little pullback on the 5-min, support established here, and now we're starting to head up. But yeah, we need to wait, because the 30 minutes coming up to 146.900. We need to see how we react at this level, or even, you know, if we start to pull back, create some support over here, that's also going to be good for price to continue moving up. But we're just going to wait. We gotta wait. But it's already reached the 900 level, so I suppose we're only looking for buys above that area now. Oh shit, look at this. That just seemed like it was just gonna start pumping off, and that we would miss the move. That's an almighty 15-minute. It's a 30 pip candle. Jesus. See, the only kind of confluence you had for buys was the fact this 30-minute candle closed bullish. But at the same time, I mean, you know, we were just ranging, so I think that was one of those, you know, you just gotta probably accept it is what it is. But hopefully we can get some support formed or something like that. because even if this continues running, we would just wait for price to make a high basically at that point, wait for the retracement, wait for support to form, and then expect a continuation, because right now it's just pumping up. See, when you see these sort of volumes on the 5 minute, and we can kind of look at the 5 minutes, see if we start to create like a minor support, something like that. Something I'm just going to look at. Euro NZD back at this level, we need that support to form. GU also breaking above that area. EJ just ranging right now. Got clean traffic for buys though on Euro JPY. Clean for 30 pips. Damn, man, this is pushing up. We may miss the move here today. Yeah, it is what it is. So the 15-minute candle closed bullish. It broke above 146.900. So now literally all we can do is wait for some form of support, pullback. I'm not really inclined to take buys based on the 5 minute right now. Yeah, looking at the 4 hour, looks like we did move up. Looks like we did move up. I mean, even if I was to take buys at that point, stops are going to be huge. I'm just thinking, do we just wait for like a solid support to form on the 15 or the 30 minute before we can take buys? We'll see. We've got 30 minutes left for this candle to close. Take a look at gold. So the 4 hour is trying to create some resistance to potentially continue moving down on gold. We can see how the trend is heavy bearish. Right, let's take a look at the 1 hour. So the 1 hour needs to break down below this support in order for it to continue moving down, and then it can retest this low. 30-minute time frame. On the 30-minute, we are approaching a support. So a break below this support would be good for sells on gold. You have a clean range at that point. It's like a 75 pip range. Ooh, we're retracing. Hopefully this 15-minute can stay above 146.900, and then if we can get a support to form, or the next one starts to break the high, and you can anticipate continuation, but we're gonna have to wait for the moment. Support forming on the 5-minute if you take a look. Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I'm waiting. Oh, not yet. Support hasn't formed yet. But I mean, yeah, like right now I'm not at a stage to be taking trades based off the 5-minute. That's something we're gonna build towards slowly. Okay, can we get some more likes in here? We've got 17 likes on the stream. Let's get some more likes in here.
Life in a day. The story of a single day on Earth. Only on YouTube. Watch now.
What are you thinking if it closes above 800, but obviously under 900?
I'm thinking we're gonna need a support to form.
Yeah.
Because then that would actually suggest then that on the higher time frames we're rejecting this area. So we need now stronger confirmation, like a support to form for price to break through this zone. So basically it's going to be one or two things. It's going to be buys above 146.900 or a support to form above 800. But I mean, if we just close back in the range, that will be really disappointing. Because that was like a 30 pip move up to close back in the range. Like, come on. Surely not. Why, what are you thinking?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure, but imagine this is like a liquidity grab to then head down.
Oh, that would be crazy.
But yeah, definitely, don't want to get in if we just break above the 800 level with no support. Because then, if we are rejecting that level at 900, then you can get caught out like we did a bit yesterday.
Yeah, see, even we had support form yesterday and it didn't even play
True.
out. So that's why we need to wait for. It's like that's like the minimum requirement. So even if you don't wait for that, that's why people get screwed. But if that comes back in the range, that is just like what's going on here. To me, that would make no sense at all. Okay, let's take a look what it's doing. 15 minute, doing a retest of 146.800. That's pretty good. So it is trying to create some support on the 5 minute, but obviously 5 minute is a very weak time frame confirmation. So we've got 5 minutes left. See, the thing is, even if it does close above 900, it's like now the stop's way too big for me to take buys. So it's probably gonna have to be like a support formed at this point anyway. Well, imagine if it closes just below it. That'd just be like, why? GU's moving up on its way to the target, but there was just no way of like kind of catching these buys, to be completely honest. The only, well, there was from about 7:30 a.m., but I mean it was just very messy. Like you had to really anticipate volume to continue that move up, because otherwise this move just made no sense. I suppose because of this fake out at 7 a.m. you could argue that kind of makes sense, but yeah, the fake out on the 15 minute could make sense. Did GJ do anything similar? Not really, not as such. This was your indication that we were going to start to head up, but you know, within the range, it's like, nah. See, the thing is, if you make a habit of taking a trade when we're ranging based on like a bullish candle or a bearish candle, I think that's in the long run, that's not going to work out, because those days that price is just ranging, you're just going to get screwed. We've got 2 minutes left. There could be a potential sell-off like yesterday as price was ranging, then a liquidity grab happened and then moved down. Maybe. I mean, that's why we're going to wait for solid support. I don't think we would make a solid support today if we were going to head down. We would more than likely just come back in the range with this next 30-minute candle. So we've got 54 seconds. It looks like it's going to close below 900. It does seem like it's about to close below 146,900. 146,900. So now we must wait for support. But this candle definitely done a good retest of 146,800. But let's take a look on the 5 minute. Yeah, that 5 minute candle actually never created support. This was your only support on the 5 minute. Still a 9-10 pip range on the 5 minute. So yeah, right now we're just waiting, because if we do start coming up and breaking this high, yes, there's a chance it's just gonna run, but I want to see a solid support form, because otherwise right now we're closing below this level. We could easily start to reject this area. We could see something similar to yesterday. You see how that 30-minute candle came above that zone? Came above that area, broke the highs, came into the zone, and then pulled all the way back. That's what could also be something that can happen. So pay attention to what happened in the previous day and translate that into today. You know, to see if there's any similarities or things that could happen that are going on. Yeah, we're not really sure what's going on over here. There's not enough information for us to clarify that we're going to continue moving bullish yet. Plus, this is a very wicky area if we look left. You know, as we look left, we can see how this area was a very liquid zone. And it does, you know, not entice me want to take these buyers up over here or anything like that. You know, we need to wait for something solid. Literally, the only thing we can see is that the 5 minute seems like it rejected 146,800, but at the same time, I mean, based on the 15-minute closures, doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so risky getting in now. So that breaks the high.
Yeah, I don't really like it because it's something similar to what happened yesterday could happen. Although this is where I would be entering in usual circumstances, something today makes me think, no, wait for solid support to form. I just don't trust it. This 30-minute tried to come above 900 and failed to do so. And the way what happened yesterday, if we look what happened yesterday, his candle closed below that area, right, which is exactly where I know a lot of people were looking for buys, and then the next one started to break above the highs, coming up into this zone, right, broke above this high, came up to the zone, and then you see this big liquidity grab to head down, right. So is it going to be something similar over here in this area to head down if we're going to start heading down? You know, because if you think about it, the actual short-term structure is bearish. So for us to take buys, I'd rather wait for this like area to be solidified, that we are staying above, some form of pullback, support to be established in this zone, and then we can take buys to fill the range. That's going to be more safe. Because although yes, the higher time frame structure is super bullish, and I mean super bullish, right? If we actually look at the levels we're seeing right now, we had resistance here, we had resistance over here, and now we had resistance over here. So yes, we're breaking above, but in theory, you know, if we understand how markets work, it's going to break above resistance, it's going to need some form of pullback, and it's going to need to then continue up to the next one. And this is going to be that area. You know, but right now I'm going to wait for something solid and easy. Not put myself in stressful situations. Jayan, what's going on, Jayan? You think break above the highs is good? Oh, I think. It could work out. It could work out. 100% it could. But for me, I don't like it. For me, I don't like it. The reason why, if we look at the 15 minute, the way in which the 15 minute is set up, it's closed back below 900. Yes, it done the retest. It looked good. But if this 15 minute candle closed above 900, I'd be agreeing with you. Because then I'd be like, okay, if we break this higher over here, we can continue with the volume. We can continue with the momentum, and then as long as your stops are basically down below that area of 800, you know, we shouldn't be coming back to that area if we're going to break the highs right over here. But like I was just saying, you know, what happened yesterday, you know, it can happen in this same scenario. Plus the way the previous 15-minute candle closed, right now I don't think it makes sense to take buys over here at this point, for me personally. So I'm waiting for something solid, like if we could create some support, if we can pull back. So even if we start breaking the highs like this, you know, and then we get a bearish candle pulling right back to this area, that's also good. Because now we can wait for a solid candle to close over here. and then take buys for the nice continuation. Awful drawing, but I've seen this kind of structure happen before. You know, it needs to make some form of high point. Plus we have a key level at 147, which is right over here, and we've been closing below that 147 level. So is it a retest of 147 to start to drive further down? I don't know. There's not really, yeah. Right now, for me, I'm not taking no buys.
But maybe if the last 15-minute close weaker, so if you got to close above the 900 level, that would be better if you want to get in the high.
Yeah. I just don't trust this breaking this high right now. But I mean, yeah, it looks like that 5-minute support was a good opportunity to retest this high. I mean, it's run for like 9 pips, but still. Might just wait for the 1 hour to close at this point. Yeah, it's completely up to you. It's breaking the high right now. 1 hour's got 20 minutes. I mean, is a 1 hour candle gonna move 50 pips? Maybe. It's possible, but I don't know. Something's putting me off. I have to be honest. Okay, so we're breaking the high now. If we do start moving up, then it is what it is. But even if we do retest this level, you know, as long as we can retrace, create some support, price made a high at that point. Man, 10 pips is not far away at all. It's already moved like half of it. Let's see what happens. I mean, look, even if I miss this move today, I'm still up for the week. So, I'll be pleased about that either way. Yeah, maybe it is going to continue moving up. Anyone getting those buys on the break of the high? Anyone in the YouTube getting those buys? We have a minute left for this candle to close. It looks like it's going to run up. I've marked out where the 10 pips is. Yeah, interesting.
I've noticed as well when I've been getting in on like not weak candles, like breaking a high. Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yeah. It does look like it's running up. It does look
Yeah,
like it's running up. But to be completely honest, I am happy that I didn't get in these buys because, you know, technically this is, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm actually okay with that. If I missed a move, I missed a move. It is what it is. But yeah, I think some people should be approaching 10 pips over here. Was it very quick? Yeah, there you go. You should be up around 10, 11 pips by this point. So yeah, at least people could secure profits at this point. We did discuss the break of this high, but it was the fact that the 15-minute close below 900. That's what put me off. You see, if it hadn't have done, I would probably have been in buys with you guys. If it had closed above this area, I'd have been in buys here, definitely. But yeah, nice. I think it should continue moving up to 147.200 at this point, considering how strong the 15-minute has closed now at this point.
It's pretty good though. Even if we can get back above 147.200, we've got like another clean range.
Yeah, we have a nice clean range at that point. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours heading up at this point. But we do have a resistance on the 4 hour at 120. Nice. People caught buys. Beautiful. Good work, guys. Yeah, I mean, we did discuss, you know, the best buys were always going to be above 900. This candle couldn't close above. I spoke about the fact I wanted to wait for a support to form based on the fact that we hadn't closed above this area. And then I spoke about the break of this high, but one, stop loss should have had to have been fairly aggressive. But yeah, I mean, well done to those who caught that move. Fantastic. So Fo got in that trade, nice. You mean $100? Nice. I'm in from 146.847. Okay, 847, nice. 1 minute bounce off the Asian range highs. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't trade off the 1 minute, but it made sense. There was a nice rejection on the 5 minute. You can see this support forming on the 5 minute. Made sense. We did discuss support on the 5 minute because of the high amount of volume, but I'm not at a point where I can even judge a 5 minute. I obviously I can look at structure as perfectly fine, but you know what we're at the moment, I'm not even close to that. But hopefully with this new data collection that I'm doing, I can start to see good similarities basically. I mean, look, we don't even know, right? The 30-minute could pull back at this point. The next 30-minute could also pull back. We could still get support created above 146.900, and there still could be a trade. You know, just because we've missed this initial push, this is price making a high. You know, we know what happens when price makes a high. If you were to have taken this buy, if the 15-minute closed weak bearish, would you have put your stops on the current candle or the previous candle with the larger stop loss? I would have put it down below 800. So if you're taking buys over here, I mean, yeah, your stops would have had to have been down here, because at the end of the day, if you're having stops below here, although I've done it before, I now understand truly how aggressive it is, you know, because at the end of the day, this candle could have easily wicked right back down, and then, you know, you're going to be stopped out very quickly. You know, there's no way to minimize risk, because, you know, the candle would still be bullish the whole time until it flips. So in that perspective, it would have been risky. But yeah, stops that I had to have been below the previous candle, because, you know, if it did start to flip down, you're closing, like, because of the aggressiveness of the entry, you're closing 50% basically once this candle flips, and then, you know, you're letting the rest run. But yeah, I mean, that's it. But yeah, well done to everyone who caught those buys. It was a I think it wasn't the easiest move, but it did make sense. You know, of course it made sense. I knew that there's a chance it's gonna go, but I had to look at, you know, what was going on. Where's the tunes gone? Oh, it's because I think they've started them again. I took I found a good YouTube playlist on for the stream. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna continue moving up. Okay, took 15 pips on GJ. Nice, very nice. I understand 900 is a zone. Oh, sorry. H, could you still get... H, you could still get in at the 147 900 support on the higher time frame. Support is formed. Yeah, there's still going to be options. There'll be plenty of options. I mean, even if it's a no trade day for me, it's perfectly fine. As long as I stay true and disciplined, you know, and stick to what I know and what I'm comfortable with, then that's perfectly fine. Okay. I understand 900 is a zone, but would you not consider that as a previous zone? Not really, because if we look at yesterday, this was a support level that was created in the MY session, and we never came back to form any resistance here. We never came back to the zone, so that's why. I'm very skeptical when I see these type of zones, and then we have resistance here. I'm always like, okay, well, we could potentially reject this level. The only time we don't reject these previous zones is when there's a lot of volume in the market, and that's clearly what's happened here today. There's been a lot of volume, but in terms of structure, I mean, I don't know. It was one of those. It was just one of those. I only marked 146,800 buys above. That's still fine. That's still fine. But what you may find is that there will be some reaction to this level, which there was to some extent. Yeah, I had my stops at 840 just prior above the zone. Okay, yeah, that would have been fine. Obviously, but yeah, I mean, you understand the risk of this. I'm sure you guys do. Please check gold. It's breaking resistance. Okay. Yeah, gold is breaking up. So you're gonna have to let gold do its thing. But if gold continues moving bullish, I think it can continue moving up to 1794 at that point. Yeah, well, you know, I can check gold is breaking resistance, but I mean, what can I say? You know, if gold is breaking resistance, you have to wait. You have to wait because you can't take buys now. I mean, where's your stop loss going to be? So you're going to have to wait to see if there's like a support forming to take a buy. I think the break and retest on 15-minute was a good indication as well. Yeah, it was a break and retest for sure. Like, but I mean, if you look at it, the way that it reacted at this level, you know, it closed back below 900, and then I suppose, yeah, since we're breaking the high, but I mean, in theory, we only had a little push up, and yeah, it's a good push. But I'm still thinking, you know, there's all the chance that the 30-minute can retrace here, create some support, and then we can clean this range. That's what I'm kind of wanting to see. You know, it's very possible. So I don't know. We'll see here. Yeah, I mean, we still got nice clean buys above 147,200 as well. That's also a great range for buys. And I do think, you know, if the daily is going to continue up, if the 4 hour is going to continue up, but then we could reject this resistance to head. I don't know. There's too much going on. I'm personally going to wait over here. Just want to see some solid support. Hey buddy, do you think USD CHF is going to drop more? I don't look at that pair, so if you want me to take a look, if you send a chart, I can certainly give you my opinion. Pound very strong, yen really weak. Yen really weak. Yes, the yen is technically weak. Yeah, yen is technically weak. In a trade, and my TP is 0.8848. Yeah, if you send that chart, then 100% can take a look. Um, 15-minute doesn't look that good, but happens every day. Kept an eye on the 5 and took an entry on the flip. Nice, yeah, if it works, that's good. Stop loss below wick. Beautiful. You should only buy gold at 1801. 1801. Yeah, in terms of bullish market structure, I would agree with you. But if there is a short-term support created over here, then it also could work. But yeah, higher time frames is super bearish, so that's why you would want to wait for supports to form on the smaller time frames. Which technically did happen right over here. We did create support, but then we were just kind of like ranging. Thank you, no worries. Don't test gold, bro. It will blow you out. Waiting for that support is very necessary. Yeah, I don't even trade gold, so I mean, I do sometimes, but just not enough to even worry about it. Okay. So yes, a little bit of a difficult situation right now. It seems like we had a little bit of a weak 15-minute close there. So maybe we're gonna pull back. 1 hour close strong. I mean that 1 hour candle. That 1 hour candle moved up 40 pips. 40 pips. But yeah, looks like we have to some extent missed this move up. This is my chart, mate. Okay, let's check out this chart. But yeah, I mean, if we missed the move here today, it doesn't really matter. We called out the targets, and that's perfectly fine. You know, but all we're going to do is we're going to look at later on, you know, how could we have caught that move? Well, obviously, I know how I could have caught it, but was it the right thing to do? I think it was good to stay out. I mean, a lot of times that works, but a lot of times it doesn't work. Okay, it says invalid chart. What have we done wrong here? Oh, it says your link is wrong. Interesting. Try about the slash chart. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so this is USD CHF. This is on the 4 hour time frame. Okay. Okay. So you've got some MACD thing going on here. I presume when there's red, there's big bearish move, and when there's this blue line, there's a bullish move there. Okay, so you took in sells are based off of this strong resistance. I think it's good. So just from a technical perspective, obviously, yeah, you want to be cautious of this area to the left hand side, in terms of you know, as a target area. You may want to be cautious of this previous support because we closed back above that area. You know, in terms of a target, so I mean, you're probably going to have to secure some profits over here, right? The other thing that you want to look at is potentially this zone over here. This is going to be your next area of issue on the 4 hour. So again, probably want to secure some more profits down over there. And as well, I mean, you know, again, after that, you have this clean move coming down to this area here. So these are kind of your profit taking areas. You know, these are 1, 2, and 3, and then your TP, you know, your ultimate runner would be this next zone over here, number 4, right? But you know, there's gonna be 1, 2, 3 areas of issue for you to get to that. So I would make sure you're securing profits and then letting portions run, because you can come to this area, create some support to continue moving up, because technically, right, you can see the trend is bullish, right? Overall, you can see the trend is bullish. If I just remove everything, the reason why you got to be careful with taking sells with the 4 hour uptrend is because if you look, right, we have support here, we have a support formed over here, we have a support formed over here, and now we have reached an area. So technically speaking, do you not think it may have been better, just to give you a bit of perspective, since we're in an uptrend, to wait for this retracement, wait for some support to form, which may be, let's say, somewhere over here, and then take a buy to retest this high and then continue moving up? I personally think that would have been better, but if these sells work out for you, then that's great. But just a bit of feedback. Plus, try and do some labeling. Try and label some things, why you took the sell, you know, all that type of thing. But yeah, this move just was just a. If we look at the 5 minute, it just was a rip. I think I might definitely add the Kelsey. I might add the 5 minute to the data collection.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, the more data you can get, the better, really.
Yeah. Plus, if you see these moves on the higher time frames, they, you know, that's fine. But when you start to see it, the same thing on a smaller time frame, I mean, you're definitely going to be able to notice similarities. I mean, technically speaking, right? Technically speaking, based off the 5 minute, this was your entry because price made a high, it rejected 0.800, and then now you know you're taking buys at this point to retest this high and potentially continue on. So I mean that makes sense from a 5 minute perspective. You know, from what I can see, if this was a 30-minute time frame, this would be your buying candle. Obviously stops would probably need to be below over here because just in case you get a candle pulling back, and then you know, but that structure makes so much sense. But on obviously on the 15 minute, on the 30 minute, it looks so messy and unclear. So it's something to consider. But I'm not going to get ahead of myself. You know, I'm not going to start looking at the 5 minute, taking trades off the 5 minute. It's not about that. It's about understanding the whole picture from the higher time frames right down to the smaller time frames. Salim, did you see? I don't know, because no one actually responded to what I put in the group last night. But I put in the announcement section just a little video about the data collection that I'm doing at the moment. But I don't know if I know Kelsey saw it yesterday because I was showing him, but I don't know if Salim saw that. Okay. Are you using leverage while trading? Yes. Yeah, most people use leverage when they trade. But yes, I'm using leverage. I'm with a broker that offers 1 to 500 leverage. I entered EJ as it broke the resistance. Please check. Okay, I'll check, but I mean, man, you can't keep sending all the capitals and that. You know, you need to be sending charts. That's what you need to be doing. You need to be sending charts and trying to get feedback on your idea rather than looking at that. I mean, yeah, you can take buys here, it's good, you know, but now you're expecting price to continue moving up. You're expecting this low on the 30 minute to be respected, and on the 1 hour, sorry, the 30 minute to be respected. And obviously basically the 1 hour at that point. But I mean, if you look back, price made a high right over here, so maybe buys would have been better right there. But yeah, either way, yeah, you're now expecting a continuation of this bullish momentum. QJ pulling back at this point. See, we were at a resistance now on the 1 hour, so this is what also makes me think, you know, we could have a retracement with the next 1 hour candle that's just opened. So I don't believe this session is over yet, because actually now that I come to the chart, we can see now we have a support formed at 146.900, right? Pretty much, or 880, whatever. So if we retrace back to this area and we create support again, then we can anticipate a continuation at that point. Wow, excellent analysis. Thank you. I will definitely look into that. Cheers. Yeah, no worries. No worries. You know, it's just about understanding market structure. You know, if you're in a bullish market structure, you know, like you can see that, you know, although I can't see a lot, you know, you can see that we're in a bullish market structure based on this uptrend. So usually what this is right now is price creating a high. And although you're trying to sell, yeah, you may catch a move down because of this, you know, this is rejecting a strong area like you said. But when price is rejecting a strong resistance, what's usually going to happen is it's going to pull back. It's going to create some support somewhere. It's going to create that support because now it needs more buying liquidity in order to retest this level and actually break it. So it may be better to wait for like a buy opportunity at that point. But again, that's all up to you, man. Can't oh, nice. Okay, we're pulling back over here, so this is where we want to wait for support. Yeah, nice support above 900. I'll be well chuffed for that. Sorry, this was a paper trade I took, but I didn't have full confidence to execute, but I'm a bit annoyed I didn't take it. Okay, let's take a look. But I wouldn't be annoyed if you took a paper trade, because if you took a paper trade, that means you wasn't confident. So you have to understand that you need to build towards confidence to executing. I think paper trading is fine, because at the end of the day, if you paper trade, then pretty much what you're looking at is that, you know, you're testing the idea out without losing anything, and you're going to learn. You're still going to learn. You still had value from that. So this is pound yen 1 minute. Now obviously, in terms of 1 minute, I don't trade the 1 minute, so I'll make that like clear now. I mean, I know I think is Jeevan or Couple Hungry, he does 1 minute, so he's probably the best to ask about 1 minute structure, but I mean, I can give you my opinion. So you say, okay, price is in a range, we have bearish structure, yep. Lows are no able to be broken, suggesting seller's exhaustion. Yeah, that's a good good way of looking at it. Break of bearish structure, just need a break and retest of 146700. Okay, yeah, you got that break and retest of 700, break and enter buy here. Yeah, that ran really nice, and then you had your target at 146950 based on that other level. I mean, obviously in terms of if you want feedback, I can say, okay, well, maybe you could discuss where you would secure profits, but apart from that, I think that's a good trade. From a 1 minute break and retest structure, we can see the structure makes sense. Awesome, great work. I mean, look, just don't be disheartened because you didn't take it, because now you know next time you see this same thing happening where you have the bearish structure and then you see this failed to break support, you know, and then we start to break structure, do the retest, whatever, like that's what you're looking for. You know what you're looking for. So now next time you're gonna have confidence to execute on that. So just take forward with the positivity that your idea worked, and now how are you gonna execute on that next time? So yeah. What is going on with GJ right now? Is this just gonna be one of those days it just pumps up? Gold pulling back, it can create good support. Yeah, it can do. It can do, but you're gonna need a solid support because obviously it's a counter trend trade. You know, the trend is bearish. That's a solid 1 hour close. See, the thing is, you're at this area now on the 4 hour. Ooh. You're at this area now on the 4 hour where there could be some potential rejections. So that's why you're going to need a solid support. Yeah, and I mean solid. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, oh, it looks like GJ's going to continue moving up to 147,200. Yeah, the target was called out today. I mean, that's pretty frustrating that I didn't get in on this move, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I just didn't like this buy of the high, honestly. Like, I mean, maybe it made sense, you know, looking on this 15-minute, but on the 30-minute, sorry, on the 15-minute where the actual 30-minute support was, I mean, this candle, it closed back below that 900 level, which made me wary that we were going to continue. But it looks like that was the play. So, see, like for even me, right, I didn't have the confidence to execute on this idea. Even though usually this is the type of trade I'd be looking for, I didn't have, you know, I didn't want to, like I didn't have the confidence to execute on that. Because of, yeah, a number of things really. Was a hard move to catch. Yeah, it was. I wanted in on the 5-minute, but wasn't confident enough. Yeah. Yeah, we looked at the 5-minute structure. I mean, it made complete sense to continue pushing up, but just I haven't seen that happen on the 5-minute enough, and that's it. Like, I wasn't confident enough. I would never execute on that. Well, I would ever. Not never, but like at the moment, I'm not in a position to be executing on that idea. Yeah, definitely structure now on the 15-minute to start heading further up. Without a doubt. But it's perfectly fine. If I don't take a trade today, I'm actually okay with that. Because then it means at least I can have a profitable week. Maybe not as much as I would have liked, but still. Do you think GBP USD will go to 1.37? What, bearish? I doubt it at this point. I mean, look at the market structure, man. It's bullish. But at least GU hit target. GU did hit target, but yeah, no, I don't think so now at this point, mate. It's moved up too much. Yeah, no, I don't see it coming back to 3.7. I mean, look at the daily. Daily's above the previous daily high now. I think it's going to 139. As in, sorry, I think it's going to 1.39, 500. That's what I think. I don't think 1.37. And look at this 4 hour. We're getting above everything here. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go make a little drink, and I'll be back. But yeah. Oh, but I was gonna say quickly before I go, Kelsey, is he there?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. So obviously, you know, yesterday we were talking about the Teachable and how I would upload it onto the Teachable.
Yeah.
The data collection. Yeah, it works out really well. So when I took a look, when you upload it, it comes up as this, and then it actually comes up on your screen as a PDF. So you basically just scroll down and then you can see. I might as well show everyone on the YouTube. So we're doing a data collection. I'm doing a data collection at the moment. So you've got 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and 15 minute. This is for all of those in the private group. Will have access to this, as well as obviously all the stuff that we have on the course at the moment. But yeah, so this is kind of what we're going through at the moment. Where I would have entered, or where I did enter. You know, looking at all the time frames that we try and focus on. But I think from next week we'll start adding in the 5 minute. But yeah, that's what. So yeah, it looks pretty good actually.
Yeah, it looks really good. Like, presentable wise, it's just very easy on the eye.
Yeah, exactly. You can see, you know, the move and how you could have caught that. You look at all the different structures. It's almost like it's all there in front of you to see that. And then obviously I did one for last week. Started that last night. No, that was. This is last week's one. I started last week's one last night. So this is last week. I got to Monday, Tuesday. And then we're going to get to the rest of the week. So that one should be up by the end of the day today. That one I want to be up by the end of the day. So there we go. Looks like we missed this move. And then this will be journaled in the data collection for later. How we could have caught this. But I need to make sure I've got space for the 5 minute time frame now. Add in the 5 minute. This was my thought process. Okay. Let's take a look for Ryan. Right, and then I'll quickly go, and then I'm gonna go in a sec. So I am starving. Okay, this is GJ 30-minute time frame. Okay, so you had bearish market structure. Yep. 4 hour support, quite a strong zone. Couldn't break the low created. Yeah, I'd agree with that. This is a 4 hour high. Asian wick rejection. So broke bearish structure and Asian highs with 5 minute support created. Okay, that's pretty good. Obviously, you know, in this circumstance, usually we'd want, you know, like a support to form or something like that on the 15 minute or the 1 hour. But I think in this particular occasion, the reason why this worked, or the reason why we had this continuation, is because we had a lot of volume once we broke out. We had a lot of volume, and that's just the main reason why. You know, if this 15 minute, like this 15 minute was a retest, you know, we know that because it pulled back to do the retest and we had the continuation. So without a doubt, this was a high volume move. You know, and when there's high volume, what that means is that 5 minute supports will be respected because there's a lot of volume in the market. So yeah, but it's pretty good. I mean, obviously, yeah, in terms of labeling stuff, I'm happy with that. The zones you've got drawn, the areas you're concerned about, it's good. It's good. What are your 3 main time frame you look at for day trading? 3 main, probably 30 minute, 15, and the 1 hour is my main time frame. 4 hour is good because it gives you perspective of the higher time frames, gives you a better overall picture. But 1 hour is where you're starting to dive into, you know, what's going on the smaller time frames. 30 minute is even zooming in, and then 15 minute is good for like some entries and stuff. But yeah, it looks like GJ is going to continue up. At least we had our target reached there. So if we did take those buys, man, it would have been like a 22 pip. I would have tried to hold it to 200. It's like 20 pips. 20 pips. I lost my English there. But we are coming into a rejection zone. So I'm going to bear that in mind. That's why I think this move is not finished yet. Because even if we hit this zone, we should see a reaction at this point, at this area. We should see a reaction. Or even if we move up above this area and we create some support over here, I'm telling you, then we're heading all the way back up to 147,500 at that point. But we need support in this area, and that's also something I'm going to look at, but once I've gone and made some brekkie. Okay, so bear with me, guys. I'll literally be back in like 5 minutes. Go on then. I'll check out this last chart as you sent it in just before I was okay, yeah, let's check out EJ then. Last one before I go quickly make some food, and then anybody else will have to be when I get back. Okay, so this is Euro JPY 15-minute time frame. So you take and buys because we've broken above this little resistance. That's fine. That's good. If you want constructive criticism, you need to be labeling your chart. That's the first of all. Second of all, what are you using these EMAs for? You know, if the EMAs, if price is below EMAs or the higher time from EMAs, you know, wouldn't you be looking for sells? I mean, how are you using the EMAs? You know, what purpose is this for the way that you trade? And the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't know, because you haven't told me on this chart. You haven't labeled what made you want to take buys based on this EMA, based on the structure. You know, you haven't told me where. Okay, you've put these dotted lines, so I can presume this is target areas, but is it? You know, is this where you're going to close 50%, 60%? Are you going to close 20%? Whatever. Labeling is important. Understanding why you're using your EMAs is important. So in terms of that, that's what I would say for constructive criticism. But if we actually look on EJ, I mean, yeah, you need this this area to be respected for price to continue moving up. You know, you need this. You need this. This area needs to be respected as a support. No EMA at this instance. Okay. I would just say, look, if you're using EMAs but then you're not using them in some trades, then I don't think you need them, because then it just goes to prove you're looking at structure and you're not looking at what a average price is going to tell you. Because technically, you know, you're above this price at this EMA or whatever, right? You're above that at that point. I mean, you know, you need to use it in some way, otherwise you don't need it. Otherwise you don't need it. Then you can be fine with just reading price action. But that's no problem. Okay, guys, yeah, bear with me. I'll be back soon. Let's obviously focus on here on GJ. But yeah, there's all the way that we can still get buys. There's all the way we can still get buys. But yeah, looking back, could I have taken buys over here? Probably. In fact, I did discuss that. I literally said that. Just the only thing that put me off was the fact it closed slightly below 900. But maybe I should have been a little bit more open to the fact that it's never going to close exactly where you want it to. You know, it closed above that wick. I should have focused on that. It wicked into this previous wick rejection. So, I mean, yeah, I suppose there was a lot of confluence for buys. Maybe I should have been in those buys. But, you know, this is how you learn. This is how you learn, you know. But yeah, certain things put me off. But in the grand scale, I mean, when you look back, you always like, it made sense, you know, it made sense. But in the moment, you kind of have to remember how you feel. And how I felt in the moment was I wasn't confident to execute. Because then, I suppose, because the 30-minute closed below 900, the only way really was a break of this high. You know, and then if I would have taken this trade, you know, 2 months ago or whatever, I definitely would have been in this. Stops would have been below the previous candle. But when price isn't moving well, that can really, really hurt you. So yeah, right now, just hopefully we do start pulling back. That's fine. And then we're just going to wait for a support to form. And then take a buy to retest this high. Right, bear with me, guys. I'll be back. Okay. Looks like GJ's pumping up. Oh, it creates support on the 15-minute time frame to continue moving up. The only thing is we're entering into this rejection zone now. So if we are starting to break above 147.200, that's pretty good, right? Because now if we do start to create support in this area, maybe like on the 30-minute, then we have a nice clean range for buys at that point. So this 30 minutes got 9 minutes left. Yeah, we're definitely going to see some form of wick rejection with the next 1 hour candle if we're going to head up because of this rejection here. Yeah, we need to wait for price to close above this area. Ooh, looks like Euro NZD did create support. Actually came back below that area. Yeah, I think a good move on Euro NZD is when we're going to start breaking down below this support over here. Yeah, in fact, the best selling opportunity is going to be below this area. Yeah, right below that area. You have a nice clean range for sells at that point. So GJ needs to close above 147.200. EJ is trying to continue moving up. GU also trying to continue moving up. Gold. So gold's pulled back at this point, so it needs to create some support, but it needs to be some form of solid support to continue that move. Hello, hello. Welcome. Remember what I told you Friday? Something is being cooked in the kitchen. Saw the move. Yeah, I've seen the move. And yeah, I think you're right. Something has been cooked here today. Okay. Hi Harrison, can you please say why you are using a fixed lot size instead of risk-based lot sizes? Can you please explain the advantages and disadvantages in your opinion? Yeah, sure. Okay. I think that's actually quite a good question. So basically, you have two options, right? As you say, so you can either use a fixed lot size situation, or you're doing your risk based on percent. So now, if you think of the difference is let's say, for example, we had a GJ buy, and the stop loss is around 10 pips, and you have a $1,000 account, right? And you're risking, let's say, 1%. So we know if you're risking 1% of that account, you're going to be risking, let's say, like £10. With the 10 pip stop, we're talking maybe like a 0.1 lot, right? So in this occasion, it's going to be a 0.1 lot equals 1% risk. Okay. Now let's say, for example, you have that same 1,000 account, and you don't want to take trades based on a 1% risk. You want to use a fixed lot size. So let's say, for example, my personal trading, how I trade is my stop loss is never going to be really bigger than 15 pips. I know my stop isn't going to be bigger than 15 pips. If it's 20 pips or more, I'm probably just going to let the move go because the risk is too much. Yeah, you can half your risk, you can lower your lot size, whatever. But for me, I want to stick to a consistent lot size. So the reason why I want to stick to a consistent lot size is that, technically speaking, I'm paying the same commission, right? That's the first benefit. We'll go with that. You pay the same commission on each lot size. The other thing as well is that with a fixed lot size, you can kind of see, okay, let's say in terms of if you're securing at 10 pips, let's just say you have a one lot position. Let's just ignore this example for a minute. So you have a one lot position, and every trade you take is a one lot. So if you're gonna win and you're securing at 10 pips, okay, maybe you're gonna win, let's just say £100, right? But if you lose, then you're also gonna lose £100. Some people are happy with that. Some people are happy to risk one lot to make 100 to potentially lose 100, whereas other people may want to risk like 1%, and it may be like 0.7 if the stop loss is bigger or smaller, basically. But I think it's all personal preference. So for me, I find that it's more consistent to use the same lot. I find that it's more easier to understand how things have gone wrong, because stop loss is always, for me, going to be between 10 and 15 pips. So stop loss for me is always going to be 10 to 15 pips. So if I take a loss on a 15 pip trade, as long as I'm managing risk, or as long as I'm kind of keeping an eye on it, it should be fine. I took a 15 pip trade the other day, and it was a 0 drawdown, so there was no issues there. But other people, they may see 15 pips, they may see that they usually take trades, let's say a one lot, and they may say, because it's a 15 pip trade, I'm going to need to reduce my lot size down to 0.75. Now that's completely up to you, but I find it more consistent to just say, okay, I know my trades are going to be between 10 and 15 pips. So let's say, for example, if the stop loss is 15 pips and you're doing it percent wise, your lot size is going to be lower. Your lot size is going to go from a one lot to let's just say a 0.75 lot. But let's say in the reverse, let's say the stop loss was actually 8 pips, right? Not only am I using a one lot on this position, right, which means that my risk is a lot less, right? Now I'm only risking 80 to make 100, but if I was using 1%, it can actually work in the reverse, because now if the stop loss is only 8 pips, it actually may increase this one lot to now, let's say 1.2, right? Because of the percent, because that's now the percent of what you're risking. So basically, if you lose that trade, although it's only 8 pips, you're now technically losing on a higher lot size than if you were to use the one lot. So let's say, for example, there was me and you took a 1% risk and I took a one lot trade. If I had an 8 pip stop and I lose 80. If you lose, you might also lose that same amount, but you had a higher lot size at that point. So in the reverse, if you won, it could have been more beneficial. But to be honest, it's very, I know I'm talking about it and I think I'm explaining it well, but I might not be. But to be honest with you, it's just something that I kind of got used to doing. I used to do it percent wise, but then I found like the lot sizes would vary a lot. You know, let's say you take a loss to start the week, your 1% is no longer that same 1%. So let's say you had 500 to risk, and obviously 1% would be £5. Now let's say you take a loss of £5 on the first day, you're now down to 495. You're now only risking 1% of 495, not of the original 500. So now your 1% becomes £4.95 rather than the £5. So your lot size will actually naturally decrease if you're losing. So if you're losing, now your lot size will go from, let's say, I don't know, that would be like 0.05, right? Now it have to go down to like, let's say 0.04, because I don't think you can do 0.0495, but it would go down to 0.04 basically. So yeah, I mean that's the gist. It's personal preference. I mean, like some people prefer just to stick to fixed lot sizes. That's me. You know, depending, like basically, you know, my lots is pretty much always going to be the same unless the stop loss is majorly big. So I know that most of my entries, I want a 10 to 15 pip stop. I'm going to risk, let's say 3 lot position on that, and that's what I'm going to do every day. You know, other people are going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to risk 1% no matter what the stop loss is. So if the stop loss is 20 pips, you know, now that 500, they're not risking £5. They're now, well, they're still risking £5 because that's 1%, but their lot size is half. Their lot size went from a 0.05 to now a 0.025, right? Whereas if it was a normal 10 pip stop, it would be, let's say 0.5, right? So yeah, I mean, look, it's personal preference, but I would just say advantages wise, I personally prefer, but I would recommend using fixed lot sizes, as long as you like. It's not necessarily about the percent or the lot size. It's actually about what you're willing to lose. If you're willing to lose around 80, 90 to £100 a day, then, you know, one lots are going to be that sort of trade for you. You know, you can kind of, let's say it's a 15 pip stop, you might lower it down to a 0.8, you know, just to kind of allow for the fact that you don't want to be, say, losing more than like £100, £110 on any trade. But like, in all honesty, it's all up to you. You know, that's what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, some people just prefer to do it percent wise. Other people prefer other ways. But yeah, it's completely up to you. But yeah, GJ is closing below this 147.200 level, and we need price to close above and create some support for us. 1 hour closed above into these rejections, but more than likely I'm expecting a pullback or some form of, we need a support. This wick is too much of a rejection wick, so I'm waiting for supports, and then we could actually continue further, and we have a nice range at that point. It's like a 30 pip range, so very, very pleased. I think it's been a good session here today, despite missing the move. I mean, you know, I think it was one of those, I was not confident and it didn't work out, but I understand how the move happened. I mean, we take that sort of trade and entry all the time, so it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. It's more of the sense that I didn't feel comfortable and I stuck with that. You know, especially this week, like, I don't want to damage my psychology and the positivity towards my new and improved trading style. Want to keep focused on the goal. Thank you, man. I've been thinking about it a lot lately and don't know if I want to switch to fixed lot size. If I got an 8 pip stop with risk based on lot size, the gain on a 10 pip win is also bigger. Yeah, that's true. But I think, look, whatever you do, okay, here's the actual truth, right? No matter whether you do percent or you do fixed lot size, the truth of it is, you have to stay consistent. You can't one day go, I'll trade a one lot, and then the next day go, I'm going to only risk 1%. You know, just stick to one or the other. Make that decision and stick with it. You know, just be consistent in all aspects. Are you going to buy now? No. Why would I buy now? No, I don't do that. No, I'm not buying now. We're not going to buy at the high over here. We need a solid support formed. If I buy now, can I make profit? I am new to Forex trading. Well, Shihan, if you're new to Forex trading, then you don't want to be buying or selling anything. You want to be learning. You want to be getting some notes. You want to be getting your charts up and start looking at analyzing. You don't want to be, you don't even want to be thinking about making profit. You know, let me just be 100% honest with you, right? You can't expect to start making profit when you just said it yourself, you're new to Forex trading. You know, if I'm new to creating a social media platform, am I expecting to make a return on day one? No, I'm not. You know, we've been doing this for, I've been doing this for years to start making money, right? It does not, I did not start making money at the beginning. You want to, if you want me to tell you the truth, I lost money at the beginning. So let me do you a favor. Let me tell you what the mistakes that I made. I made the mistakes of rushing into trying to make money on Forex. Let me tell you now, I can promise you it's not going to end well and you will lose your money. So just take it slow. Take my advice. Anyone in this YouTube chat, they've got 65 people here, will tell you the same thing, right? That as a beginner, the most important thing you can do is start to understand and learn and build your confidence to understanding how the market moves, what you need to be looking for, and all the information surrounding Forex. You know, what a pip is, lot sizes, all the things we've been discussing, you should know as a bare minimum before you can even make 1 penny trading this market. Because trust me, if you skip this step, if you skip that learning step, you will lose your money. And I'm only trying to do you a favor. This is no like shaming anybody. You know, anybody else comes say the same thing, I'm saying the same thing to them. You know, it's about keeping it real. You guys have got to understand, you know, people got to understand. But yeah, even if you were right and that you wanted to take a buy, this wouldn't even be the right place to be taking buys right now. Because if you knew about Forex, right, and you had an understanding, you would understand you can't take a buy when we have a rejection zone right over here. You know, yes, we have a support formed here, but this candle, it never closed above this area, and you wouldn't understand that because you're new. So start understanding the basics, then we can talk about you making profits in a long time. That's it. That's it. The markets will eat you. Couldn't have said that any better. I've been ate by the market. I have been swallowed. So just trust me on that one. People who tell you different are lying. And go and ask them to show their P&L and then come back to me. Okay, but yeah, anyway, if you have any questions, Shihan, then of course, I'm here to answer them. We're here to help you. right? You have plenty of free. This is a free live stream. You can come on every day and learn for free. You come on here every day and just watch and learn for a month. I'm telling you, the experience, the knowledge that you're going to gain will be more valuable and better than anything you can get. You know, don't be wasting your money trying to, you know, trade. Just focus on the education first. Okay, please. I as much as I want people to be successful, I have to be brutally honest in order for them to achieve that. But there we go. Okay. So that's Cali. I understand I got something like Magic Keys which does the calculation, so it's also very easy. I just want to grasp the advantages and disadvantages of both methods. Well, yeah, because I use Magic Keys. I use Magic Keys, but I use a fixed lot size, and with my Magic Keys, it allows me to, you know, close partials, have partial TP, put stops to break even, you know. So I mean, yeah, I think, Callie, you need to just make a decision on what one you think is going to be more beneficial to you. If you're more of a person that wants to be specific, like let's say you want to say, okay, I want to be I don't know how to say it. Like, I want to focus on percentage gain. Let's say you want to focus on percentage gain. Then you may be more inclined to use percentages as your calculation of lot size, because then let's say you're risking 1% to make 1%. You know, you could say, okay, well, I want to aim for 3% a week. But someone using a fixed lot size isn't going to say, oh, I'm focusing on making 3% a week, because it's kind of like, it doesn't really make sense. You know, if your one lot position is just over 1% or is like 2%, then it doesn't really make sense, because one day will be 2%, the next will be like 1.7, and you know. But whereas if you just want a consistent 1%, then that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine, and you're gonna see percentage gains on that. You know, and you know how much you're going to lose as percent of your account is only going to be 1%. But remember, the 1% varies. It's a different figure every day. Whereas, would you rather a same loss every day and a same win every day? Because you're securing up positions at this point, or you're closing out positions at that point. So that's kind of the trade-off. But I'm sure you'll come to a conclusion. You know, a lot of people I know that do very well trade fixed lot sizes. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, man, learn first. Yeah, exactly. Spot on, George. Markets will eat you. We said that. Yeah, markets will eat you. I lost about $1,000 trying to get rich quick. It doesn't work like that. Exactly. Man, I lost about 1,500 doing the same thing when I first started. But, yeah, I mean, you can't focus on that. I mean, that obviously affected my psychology going into when I wanted to actually start being good at it. But I had to learn the hard way. You know, a lot of people just do have to learn the hard way, because you know, they just don't. I mean, I can't bash people for having that mindset, because I did. You know, I did. But now that I see it and view it differently, I have to try and give you that perspective for people to understand that, you know, this isn't what you think. You've been lied to from the day one that this is some way that you can just come on and start making money from day one. Like, you know, anyone who says that to you is just lying. Look, at the end of the day, yes, you can come on the stream, copy my trades and make money. That's not what I want people to do. I want people to use this as a platform to learn. That's the whole point. But, you know, yeah, I mean, I shouldn't really even talk about that, because then people are going to focus on that. But no, use this as education, okay? Use this as education. Free platform. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's alright. It's fine. It's fine. I just have to be honest with you in order for you to have the best situation. GU, sell or buy? You tell me, man. You should. If you're looking at GU, you should know. But I mean, right now, nothing, because price has already moved up. If you wanted to take buys, yeah, I think it's the same with GJ. Like, we just missed the move. You know, we just missed the move. If you want to take buys, you need to wait for a support. If you want to take sells, you need to wait for a resistance below that area. You know, but this is obviously the high point, so it still has room. But you need a support form, because there's so much traffic to the left. You know, you don't want to be taking buys here. You can get caught out in a pullback. So you need to wait, you know. And then for sells, you need a resistance. But it's just, yeah, I can't be having people asking buy or sell. You know, you guys need to be sending me a chart and saying, this is what I want for buys, this is what I want for sells. What do you think? And I can say, okay, yeah, well, maybe look for this for buys, or then maybe look for that for buys, you know, whatever. But just saying buy or sell, yeah, I mean, if I started getting like hundreds of people like that, man, I'll just kick those people out. But I'll let that one slide. But please, let's keep it focused on, you know, what's going to provide value to other people, and that is showing what your look on it is, and then other people can see and look at, okay, well, that makes sense. I was thinking the same thing, so maybe I'm on the right track. You know, provide value to other people. Let's all learn from each other, right? That's important. Okay. Can you tell where to learn? Okay. Right. Well, look, I did say this is the place to learn. This is a free live trading event. This isn't about making profits. You know, everybody else who knows and wants to be successful doesn't give a shit about making profits on here. They're here to learn and to get better. So that's all I'm gonna say. New here, you a scalper? Yes, I'm a scalper. But welcome to the stream. It's great to have someone new. Shout out from the Philippines. Oh, nice. I would advise HFX Trading Group if you're serious, but Baby Pips is good for beginners. Yeah, obviously there's the private group available, but I mean that's for those who want to pay for it, right? But that, you know, that's not the point. The point is we have paid and free is for everybody. So use the free. If you want paid, you want paid, but there's no obligation for that. There's no, oh, you know, to even talk to me, you have to pay. I come on here every day. I speak to anybody and answer any questions. That's it. I'm providing free value, and then if you want the private, you get the extras. Thank you, man. This was an eye-opener. Awesome. That's great. I lost around 12k. Ooh, yeah. But don't worry. You know what? It's all in the past, because that 12k, you know, all I ever say to people is when they say, oh, I lost this, I lost that, I just say, look, you spent 12,000 to learn one of the biggest lessons that you're ever going to learn. So it was money well spent. I lost 2,500. Again, you spent 2,500 to learn some valuable lessons in life. Being consistent is more important than getting rich quick. Agreed. You know, when you focus on performance, when you focus on your consistency aspect, the profits come. When you focus on the profits, the losses come. Yes, sir. Facts. Thank you. Gold. Sorry, Matt, but gold is gold. I mean, if you want me to take a look, you can ask, but I think like I was just saying, we need people to send charts here. But right now, gold is closing back in the range, so there's no buys on gold. I would say that if this kind of closes back in the range, we could see what we saw last week, which is where price now starts to fake out and starts breaking through these supports to continue down. We spoke about this on the 4-hour. We are at a 4-hour area. We've tapped into it. We're now retracing, but this could be the 4-hour wick of the new candle. So bear that in mind. You would need a resistance to form in order to take sells. So keep that in mind as well. But that's what I'm going to say on that one. Otherwise, send me a chart and I can advise. So 15-minute candles closing above that area, but I want to wait for like a 30-minute support above this area. Plus, we're going to call it a day here soon. How long did it take you to start gaining? A couple years. I started trading in 2017. I started learning in 2016. 2017 went wrong. 2018 went wrong for half of it. The second half, I just focused on the learning. I didn't like trade live at that point. And then 2019, I went right back at it with a really small account. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Get a retrace then a buy. Yes, if there's an uptrend, you wait for retracements. So 100%. Gold, yep. Is your mentorship learning course more on a day trading or swing? Well, it's based around day trading, because what we do here is we come on, we want to take a trade, we want to be on the charts maybe 3 hours, 4 hours maximum, and then we want to be off. You know, if you're more of a swing trader, the course also does integrate that, because the way in which we read candles, the way in which we read price action, the way in which you understand structure translates on all time frames. For example, just a little example, monthly, right? If we look at the monthly, we understood where the monthly time frame buys were coming from based on this move down over here. We discussed this. You know, we discussed these buys from all the way in November. You know, we discussed buys above this level. Higher time frame wise, we're always talking about buys. You know, in terms of the weekly, we spoke about once the weekly closes above this level, we're heading up to this area. Then we're heading up to this area. You know, this can be translated the way that we look at and read price action on all time frames, but that obviously depends on what you're doing. You know, as we're looking at the weekly, we know we're coming into a rejection zone now. So now we're starting to say, okay, we need solid supports on the daily to say that we can continue up to 148. But the way in which we trade, yes, it moves. Look, candles move the same on all time frames, and that's why it works on all time frames. But we, or me, should I say, I want to be on the trade. I want to be on the trading for 3-4 hours a day max, and that is why I focus on the smaller time frames, so that I can use what I know to execute and get out within an hour, hour and a half, and then I'm done. You know, then I can enjoy the rest of my day. So yes, did you ever used to completely overload your charts with info and look at over 10 pairs when you first started trading? Yes. I didn't have 10 pairs. I had probably maybe around 6. I think I had EJ, USD CAD, GJ. I've always looked at GJ since day one. I never looked at GU. That's the truth. I've always looked at gold. USD JPY was another one. But apart from that, yeah, I can't really remember. But yeah, you know, you do the typical things. You look at loads of pairs, and yeah, and then you find later on that one of them will make the most sense to you. Can you check my chart? Yes, check out this chart. I need to pay and learn from you. Where is the link that I can register? There's no link, but if you look on the stream, you're going to see www.hfxtradinggroup.com. That is the website that you're going to need to go to sign up for any mentorship. Okay. So yeah, it's all there for you to see. But yeah, that's what you want to do if that's what you want to do. Okay, let's check out this chart. Okay, this is USD JPY 30-minute time frame. Okay, so possible sell below 105.650. Yep, and possible buy above 106 flat. Yes. Yeah, I think you would be good above this area right over here, because if you kind of zoom in, you can look that this was a support formed, right? Price is in an uptrend, and then we broke down, and then we created resistance at this level. So if this is a resistance, if we break above this resistance, then, I mean, you could either wait for support to form back above this area. You know, you have a number of options, and then you have this nice clean candle coming up to retest this high. So I would look at this area personally, but you know, again, it's your analysis. So see how it plays out, and then you can look at, okay, what could I have done differently, or how could I have looked at this differently? But yeah, I mean, definitely looks like more of a sales bias at the moment. But yeah, I would say even if you see rejections at this level, would be also good to take buys back up to here. But the best buy opportunity, yeah, it's going to be above this area. It's going to be above this area. Oh, Salim had to go. I'll see you later, Salim. Have a good day. Yeah, we're going to call it a day here soon anyway. If I take buys, it will be after the stream. so you guys ain't gonna be able to see that. But I'm kind of waiting over here. Okay. Can you do analysis on USD CHF? If you send a chart, I can take a look. But not. We're calling it a day now anyway. So I'm just answering the last few questions. So if anyone's got any questions, then we can go. But I'll check out any charts people send me now. But apart from that, I can't do that, I'm afraid. Did you learn from Baby Pips? I learned from Baby Pips. Yes, I learned some simple things from Baby Pips. Here's my trade from today, if it helps anyone. Okay, let's take a look. Foe. Take a look. I think Foe called those buys earlier. Okay, Freddy. Clean range. Breakthrough zone with volume. London open volume. Perfect. Entry at break of the high. TP at 20 pips. Next resistance. Retest of next zone. Rejection and close. Perfect. Awesome. Yep, we discussed these buys. I stayed out. Didn't really like it, but Fo caught them. Excellent. If the team eats, I'm happy. Fo's been a day one brother on the stream here. Freddy, sorry. I always call him Fo, but that's just because that's his name on YouTube. But I know his name's Freddy. So yeah, nice. Okay. In a buy right now, waiting for it to hit that trend line and bounce down. Okay. I don't know what you're in a buy for, but I hope it works out for you. Thank you for the stream. I just want to ask how to know if my broker is market maker or not. Thank you again. Well, one, you need to go on that. Well, who's your broker? Tell me who's your broker, and I'll see if I know the broker. But in terms of knowing if the broker is market maker or not, you need to just go on their website. You need to read into them, and you'll find out very quick. Also, what account type you have with them varies. You know, some market maker brokers also offer ECN accounts, which means that you are not against the broker at that point. You are playing against the market. So, but yeah, if you know your broker, I can tell you. I posted the link. I can't see the link. It's not come up. It's not come up in the YouTube, I'm afraid. Yeah, I want to see a solid support formed here. If we get 30 minute support above 147.200, I'll be taking buys after the stream. So just bear that in mind, you guys. 4 hour closed bullish. It closed all above this area. We kind of need a bit of a pullback. 1 hour also. I mean, I am expecting a bit of a pullback. This wick is something that's very important. So I'm expecting a support, and then we can continue. Okay, last attempt to check out this last chart. So Ibrahim, if you want to tell me your broker, then I can check it out, or I can at least let you know if I know anything about the broker. But if not, you're gonna have to do your own research on that one. Okay, so remember guys, if you want any charts sent, send them now, because we're gonna call it a day here in literally 2 minutes. Wrong chart. I think I needed a slash at the end, sorry. There we go. Okay, pound Swiss franc. Okay. So you had an entry at 1.24601, so your entry was somewhere over here. Okay. Stop loss at 1.34, okay, and your TP at 1.25. Okay, so you should have reached TP nearly there. So yeah, it's a good trade. I mean, if you want criticism, constructive criticism rather, on how you can make this chart better, I think maybe try and label try and label. Also talk about why you use the RSI. What is it about this RSI that you use that gave you confluence to take these buys? Labeling is really important. It understands that when you label a chart, you're going to understand why you took the trade in that moment. You're going to understand the reasoning behind that trade. So if you lose, you can understand what your thinking process was and how you could have done that differently, or maybe why it was wrong. But here, you need to label your chart. You're going to be able to then understand that, and then even if it's a winner, you can still again understand, what about the RSI made you want to take buys? What about this structure made you want to do whatever, So that being said, there you go. Okay. So the 30-minute candle closed above this area, but I'm waiting for a solid support to form because we've been moving up a fair bit now. So I'm waiting for solid support, and then we can continue moving down. But we actually, looking left, we actually create support back above that area. It's interesting. Yeah, interesting. Okay, last minute here, and then we're gonna go. My broker is XM Broker. XM Broker. All right, fair enough. I'll take a look. Man. Okay, let's take a look. Ultra low spreads. Let's see their accounts. They got MT5, it's pretty good. Where are we gonna see their accounts? Let's go to. Oh no, I don't want this. I want to see what accounts they offer. About us. Okay, let's take a look. Do you know what? Just save me time. You could tell me what account type you've got. If you just tell me what account type you've got, whether you're in an ECN account or a standard account, then I can just tell you straight away. But I mean, they're not really giving me much information here. Do you know what? Let's just look it up like this. Oh, here we go. So they offers various trading accounts, mini account, standard account. So if they have a standard account, that means that, okay, if we look. Interesting. Okay, so do they have it? Oh, they do. So if they haven't, okay, so if you're with this broker, the account type you want is the ECN account, right? That's the one. That's the account you want. Okay, so they do. Okay, so they offer both types of account. You need to make sure that you are with. Well, you don't have to, but I would recommend that you have the ECN account type. That's what I recommend you have in order to not have that secure. Okay, so see, look, if you look, they're a market maker broker type. There you go, it just says it. XM specifics, they're a market maker broker type. But when there's a market maker broker type but they have an ECN account, that's fine, because the ECN is going to be fine, because the orders, they get put in differently. But if you're with an STP, which is their standard account, then no good. Okay, so we're gonna call it a day here in a minute. In fact, we're gonna call it a day here now. I became profitable since I started regularly tuning up to this stream. Had my first £500 week last week. Oh, nice. Fantastic. Okay, last few questions, then I am calling it a day here, okay? Hello, bro. I'm not into Forex. I do binary trades, so I was thinking to create an account on FX Choice and do copy trades from your live stream and try. Is it a good broker for freshers? I don't know about FX Choice. I have no idea on that. I wouldn't recommend. I mean, look, people are just going to copy and do what they're going to do, so do what you're going to do. But, yeah, I'm not going to tell you to copy my trades. I'm not going to say, yeah, go ahead and do that. But if you do, you do. And I'm not going to tell you what broker to go with. I mean, for the way that I trade, the best broker that you can go with are the ones that I've recommended, because they're the ones that I use. So you can check that link in the bio. If anyone is, you know, stuck with brokers and they're like, oh, look, at the end of the day, right, if people trust me, which I think a lot of people do, and you know, it's not like, oh, just take Harrison's word for it. I have 2 recommended brokers in the description of this video. You can go check them out. Go do your own research on them, or go do your own research in general on brokers, and then decide which one you want to go with, you know. But I have 2 that I recommend, 2 that I've personally worked with, which is what I recommend. I don't recommend brokers. I mean, if people understood the amount of messages I get, oh, can you recommend this broker? Oh, we'll pay you this. No, I don't want to do that. I'm only recommending brokers that I know, I work with, and that I trust. So they're the 2 that I trust. So if you don't like your broker, that's up to you. Go do your research and make your decision. But there you have 2 recommended brokers. Okay. Okay, last few things. Awesome, first time ever sending one out. Appreciate that, no problem. What time frame is the best in scalping? It depends, but I would say that for me, I think the 30-minute time frame is the best, because it gives you good stop loss placements, good it gives you good stop loss placements, it gives you good confirmation, but it is personal preference. My broker is XTB. Can you check that, please? I'm sorry, I don't have time. I need to shoot. I need to shoot off in a minute. You have to do your research on that. Literally do what I just did. Just type in what broker. If they offer an ECN account, you're fine. If they don't, then you know, don't use that broker. Well, I wouldn't recommend using a standard account or an STP account, but that's up to you. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. Okay, last one, please. All right, last chart here. All right, let me just answer these last few questions. What about Trading 212? I can tell you from my experience with Trading 212, because they were the first broker that I signed up with, that they are a no-no. But that's for me. You do your own research and you make your own conclusion. Again, if you want to, okay, wrong chart. If you want to, if you're looking for a broker, I've just explained that there is brokers that I recommend in my description of the video. But I mean, you have to do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. Go and do your own research. But those are the 2 brokers that I recommend. Okay, that's a wrong chart, I'm afraid. So we're gonna leave that one there. Okay, last things. When to sell, I'm not gonna tell you. Thank you so much. No problem. My broker is IC Market. Is it good or spam? No, IC Markets are good. I've heard of them. It's fine. When to sell GJ? I'm not telling you when to sell GJ. Thank you for the stream. No problem. And I'm not being rude, Ahmed, but you know, you can't come on here asking for when to sell GJ, especially when candles are printing bullish and it's the end of the day. Well, you know, I'm not gonna just say when to sell GJ. You know, if you even think about selling GJ here, then just, yeah, no. You know, if you want to sell GJ, you need to oh man, I don't. Yeah, sorry, I can't even go into depth. You know, there's no sells. There's no sells. You should only be looking for buys at this point. All right. If you're looking for sells, you need to wait for supports to break. So work that one out, and then you'll understand when to take sells. All right, Ruben, I'll check out this chart, and then we are finished here. Sorry guys, I have to shoot off. They are closing my road. They're doing roadworks on it. If I don't move my car very soon, I ain't going anywhere today. Oh, another wrong chart. Am I doing something wrong here? I must be doing something wrong. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Sorry, that one was my fault. Oh, No, this one was a wrong chart. Interesting. Let's go again. Let's try that. Yeah, this isn't. Okay, so that is a wrong chart as well. Sorry, Ruben. Nah, it can't be a wrong chart. You sent the code correct. I'm pretty convinced. That's... Ah, there we go. Perfect. So this is GJ 30 minute. Oh, you're in buys over here. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. You could take buys here. Obviously, what I was talking about is you want to be cautious of this wick rejection. But yeah, as long as your stops are kept below that area, then yeah, it should be fine. But I'm personally waiting for a support to form over here. But yeah, if your stops are kind of like below this area here, and you're targeting this area, that should be good. But yeah, that's fine. But I just was cautious of this zone that we may see some reaction here. But if it's just going to continue, then we had a lot of volume here today. But I completely missed this move. There, I put my hands up. I completely missed it. I didn't get what I wanted to see. But yeah, just be cautious of this wick rejection area. You know, because if it does pull back, then you would need to see some support formed here for price to continue moving up. And there we go. Okay, last couple things, and then we're going to go now. Appreciate that. I'll check with your broker, and I'll do create account under your link. If I register under your link, what benefits will I get from you, bro? You get a better deal on the commission and the spreads, I'm pretty sure, if you go through my link. That's about it. That's pretty much all they can do. You know, the spreads are low anyway, or lower than most brokers. Commission is industry standard, so it's going to be slightly less than what it usually would be. But yeah. They're good brokers. I've worked with them. I have an account with them now. So, like, you know, I'm not going to recommend someone that I don't trust myself. And plus, I have a reputation to uphold. I have this stream. I can't have people coming on here going, oh, yeah, you recommended this broker and they done this. I'm not going to recommend anybody or any course or anything that, yeah. You know, I'm not going to recommend anything unless I fully 100% trust. And there are 2 brokers that I do. So, without further ado... end of the stream here today. It's been a good day here today. We missed the buys on GJ, perfectly fine. We did discuss where the entry was and where the stop loss would need it to be, but for me, I wasn't comfortable taking buys. There's still opportunities for buys since we are closing above 147.200. So the next target would be 147.500 at that point, but I'm gonna need to see some form of support formed in order for me to want to take a buy. Okay, so thanks very much, everyone. Okay, do you trade EJ? Sometimes. Can gold go down? Gold. Yes, it can go down, but you need a resistance formed. You need a minor resistance formed because it closed back in this range. So again, we need a minor resistance form over here in order for gold to continue down. Thank you, no problem. Same here for GU. I don't really trade GU. Didn't trust the range. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, GU was tough actually. I will admit that. GU was just one of those, just broke out and just flew. You know, you wait for support, it never happened. If you needed to take buys, it was on the 5 minute all day. I mean, these 5 minute, just breaking the highs, it just ran. You know, this when there's a lot of volume. Okay. Are going now and coming again when? We're gonna be back tomorrow. Shihan, we are here every day, Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. GMT. Okay, we're here every day, Monday to Friday. So we'll be back tomorrow, and then after that, we'll be back on Monday. Lowell Blackpool Markets called me today. Did they? I don't know. But okay. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. We've got no guests for tomorrow. But we will have next week, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see you a lot later. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great day. Good luck. And we'll see you tomorrow. And also, if you've enjoyed today's commentary, drop a like on the stream. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.